Hello Aries, and welcome to your September reading. So I meditated on your energy and laid the first layer of cards. So the three first cards, what Spirit wants to talk about to you this month. I have the Three of Wands. So that is seeing our ships come in, expectations after making a decision. Two of Wands. So something in those boats is coming towards you. I have after that the Nine of Pentacle. So that could be an earth sign, but that is mostly our independence, being strong in our value, in our worth, in what we've accomplished until now, and being able to message and receive the messages from the universe. And then I have the Seven of Pentacle. So that's working your garden, assessing what you've planted. So there might be a pause time or something like that, because another lot of actions are happening during the Seven of Pentacle. It's us working in our garden, doing our thing, looking at where we're putting our energies and what we actually get out of it. Out of how this is going to show up in your month, I have the Princess of Cups. So this is under our Three of Wands. So this could be you making an offering, a loving communication, or receiving it. After that I have the Star. So it might be, yes, with an Aquarius, but it is something that is authentic, that is aligned with your stars. Because here, the Star, yes, it is having faith in what is written for us, understanding the divine plan, the bigger picture of things, why things happened. She comes after the Tower usually, and here she's putting back her experience into the collective with no fear of what is in front of her, and no need to mask herself. That's why she's naked. That's why it's integrity in a way. Vulnerability, but not vulnerability in the sense of being weak, but in the sense of being ready to accept what is coming towards you. Under the Seven of Pentacle, I have the Four of Pentacle. So whatever you're tending and working on, it is being solidified. It is something you're holding on to it. You will not spread it before it's time or whatever. So there's this groundingness. There's a lot of Pentacle for a fire sign. After that, here they came together. So I have the Three of Swords, King of Swords, Magician, and the Two of Pentacles. So Pentacles again. So here with the King of Swords and the Three of Swords, like if you were dealing with an Aquarius, it could be like a disappointment from an Aquarius. But on a soul's journey, more of a point of view, this would be more gaining mastery of the swords. The King of Swords is master of the sword, master of his mind. So understanding the Three of Swords, maybe what, because Three of Wands, Three of Swords, maybe what went wrong in the past or the disappointments in our lives, understanding them. After that we have the Alchemist, which is being in our power to manifest. We're not in our power to manifest if we carry a Three of Swords with us. But with the King of Swords in the middle, that is gaining that, getting over it, understanding it, having a clear mind, not letting past disappointments affect our mental ability or capacity to make the decisions, not influenced by that. And then the Two of Pentacles, where there's that whatever wants to come in, maybe we're juggling a bit. So we'll clarify. After that, under the star and everything, I have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is three. You have 3 times the number 3. So, and that is giving the shape of things. What is going to be the shape of our will? What is going to be the shape of our thoughts? What is going to be the shape of our emotions? It's Bina. So, Keter, Hokma, Bina, giving the shape of things. 3. The first closed shape there. So, you have first the energy, the decision of creating something, and then what shape are we going to give it. And the Three of Cups, its pure meaning is elevating the emotions in a grateful, joyful manner back to the universe. So are you celebrating this, a wish? And then we have the Six of Swords. So at the end of the month, you are going to calmer waters. Is it because you have mastered this and now you are elevating your emotions, therefore going to calmer waters mentally? We'll see. Bottom of the deck, I have the Seven of Wands. So that is standing your ground, fighting for what you believe and what you know, putting your boundaries, all of that. So I'm going to call upon the divine. I'm going to call upon the light. I'm going to call upon Spirit, Holy Spirit. I'm going to call upon my guides to help me give Aries a reading for their better path for the month of September. Help me clarify the energies for Aries for the month of September. Alright, so Three of Wands. What's in those boats, Spirit? What is in those boats for Aries? What is in those boats for Aries? What is in those boats for Aries, Spirit? Oh my, okay. I have the Five of Cups and the Knight of Wands. That could be a message, like maybe that's why you need to, this could be realizing decisions made in the past brought you grief, and that now you want to act upon it. Maybe moves you made in the past now are bringing grief to you, making you realize what is not working anymore. Because we have to think that the 3 comes after the 2, where we made a decision of a path to follow. And here, this is you taking your wand and maybe turning around or going very fast to communicate that, or you're receiving a communication that makes you realize that, and that is what is coming in those boats. Let's see, we'll see here what is happening. Nine of Pentacles, what is that? Oh, the Devil. Alright. So maybe you are not as independent as you wanted, or that you're dealing with a Capricorn. That is possible. But the Nine of Pentacles is knowing one's value and being strong in it. But if you're not dealing with a Capricorn, then that would be you not seeing your value. and your worth. Keeping you in a low vibration, not being independent, because that's the independent card. That's why we say it's the single card, because she can be in couple, but she's totally independent. But with the devil there, there's a lack of independence, because he can often represent codependency. So grieving from maybe a codependency or something like that. Seven of Pentacles, what are you assessing? Okay, so there's going to be a pause time, because these are two pause times. And yes, assessing where you've been investing, but asking you to look at things differently, to bring your higher intelligence into the situation. This might have been something to do with a relationship. Here, let's see the Princess of Cups. Princess of Cups. It could be that in the past, maybe this could be you, or you're on the other end. But somebody could have lived more in the moment and not thinking of the consequences of their choices and actions and the way they were, and what came out of it is grief and loss. Acting a certain way, maybe in being codependent, and now they have to reassess all of that. Princess of Cups, Spirit. What is that Princess of Cups? Maybe you went and offered your cup on a spur of a moment there, expecting something in return, and you didn't get it. I have the Queen of Pentacles, so that's another earth sign. I have the Queen of Cups, and I have the Knight of Swords. Two knights. And these are the two queens that are very passive in a way, more receptive than the others. Queen of Cups, she feels. Queen of Pentacles, she evaluates and she takes care and nourishes, but sitting strongly on their thrones there. So with the Page of Cups, this could be something that you really loved and that you saw as something stable, but communication came fast to you with the truth and information. Or is going to be coming fast to you. If you haven't lived that, maybe you are going to live it. The Star, what is the Star for Aries? Justice. Karmic. This could have been a karmic relationship, showing you the difference between being codependent and or whatever your demon was, compared to being self-sufficient in your value and what you have. Justice came on, and it was Justice and the Star here. This is karmic. This is very karmic. A karmic relationship that brought you grief, that maybe you were in the moment in it, but what came out of it was grief. Here, Four of Pentacles. What are you holding on to? Because maybe you're still holding on to that past relationship, hoping that something will, still hoping that something will come out of it. That's why Spirit is asking you to look at it differently. Here, Four of Pentacles. When we say a karmic relationship, it's because there's a lesson. They are a mirror of a part of us. And for us to understand ourselves more. Like if you're a submarine, a karmic relationship is dipping the submarine under 3,000 feet of water, full of emotions. So if there's a hole in there, it's gonna go right in. And that is a karmic relationship. It's for you to see where you leak. I have the Page of Swords. Communication here. Speaking, maybe communicating what you're holding on to. Or trying to understand it also. Trying to see it and understand it, because justice comes before. Therefore you see that. You saw your submarine leaking, but you're still holding on. And you need to learn and understand what is going on. That's why you have the Hangman. Three of Swords. What is that Three of Swords? What is that disappointment? Or maybe if you're still expecting something, there's a closing up there. Three of Swords. Three of Swords. You don't want to talk about Three of Swords? Ah, see, okay. So you get the clarity. You get the understanding of what actions or the way things were, how they brought the pain and sorrow, the disappointments, the disillusions. King of Swords. Something was readjusted there because it wasn't healthy, because it was karmic. Show me the Magician, the Alchemist. So maybe you're deciding to manifest something else for yourself, and that is why you'll be able to move on to calmer waters after. Magician for Aries. What is the Magician here? Woohoo! Sorry. Ah, yeah. So you're repeating the Three of Wands, but with the Eight of Cups. So you are going to leave that emotional baggage after understanding it and being master of your mind on it. King of Swords. With that truth, with that understanding what you were holding on to, you got the Sword of Truth. You saw the dynamic as what it brought to you. Now you're going to leave it behind so you can manifest something else that will come in the future. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So there might be a bit of emotional up and down as you're letting go that old situation and creating a new one. It asks of you to be centered. Dance of Shiva. Destroy to create. Three of Cups. What is that Three of Cups? For Aries. You're celebrating. Hermit. So that light that you are going to go within and understand that understanding, that truth within yourself. This is what is going to guide you in order for you to elevate your emotions, not leaving them here. Those 3 cups that are on the soil, on the ground, they're going to be elevated in the sky, in friendship, in exchanges, in gratitude, gratefulness for life, because you will have found your own truth and you will move on your own path. 6 of Swords. And that is going to calm your mind as much as it's going to calm your heart. So for many of you, this is the realization of a karmic relationship. Yeah. Six of Swords, I have the 7 of Swords. So maybe you'll be leaving, for some of you, once you realize all of that, you might be leaving in the middle of the night with your stuff. And because you're deciding to manifest something else, because after seeing all of that dynamic clearly, you know you have to get out of there. It's a karmic relationship, so maybe you'll ghost away. Because this is mental strategy. Mental strategy in order to get an advantage. So, moving on to calmer waters through mental strategy. If we're talking about work, this would have been something you went in passionately. And that after that you discover that it's not stable, you're not received in who you are. There's a dynamic that is not healthy. And karma and justice says, this is not aligned with your stars. I am cutting it. You're going to see, if you look at your true self, that this is not it. And then you're going to let go of that, understand it, and manifest something else. But you might have to, leave your job in the night. Send your resumes before giving your notice. And here I have another 7 of cups, because I wanted to see. And then the 7 of Pentacle again. So we're going from 3s to 7s. And 7 is there again, asking us to kind of balance things with the integrity of our heart. Like knowing our heart in the way we project, knowing the consequences of things and where we did put our energy in. Seven is the Chariot, asking us to be aligned. So it's really asking us to be balanced. Mastering reactions. Not to react, but to respond to a situation. When we react from our ego. And so it's having that higher intelligence into the situation to, help us move to calmer waters there. But there's a lot of 7s, so maybe be careful not to react, but to go soundly. Not to react to what you see here. Imagining things and striking back maybe, but really ponder it, bring your higher intelligence and just move on. So So it's going to be some kind of moving on from a karmic relationship. For some of you, not all of you, but the ones that needed to hear that, there it is. There it is. You're going to decide to manifest in a different way. Go see your truth. Understand the lesson that that karmic relationship was for you. Because it affected your solidity, being solid, and being emotional. Your emotions and your solidity. And just be careful not to react, but to stay poised in that situation from your higher self, from your higher understanding of the situation. Sometimes people, the karmic relationships, often we choose them before coming because we need to understand that. And there are souls that really do love us and accept to have the bad role. And it's always a both side lesson. A lesson for us, but a lesson for them also. That because they were in it too. So just to have that understanding, to be able to live more in peace with what happened. So on this Aries, I'm going to wish you a beautiful month of September. May this realization, because this can happen at work, friendship, relationship, wherever, but where you realize somewhere where you put your emotions and it brought you grief because it was disbalanced and unhealthy dynamic. I'm going to send you light so that you get that clarity fast and you can manifest something new for you fast also. Thank you for all of you that sent donations. I decided to give back to you. I'm going to do a special ceremony of light meditation on the 15th of the month and at the end of the month. So on those days, if you gave donations, open yourself to receive, because I'll be thinking about you and putting you in my prayer. So private readings, everything is, the description is downstairs, down below. I'm going to wish you love and light, and I'll see you next month. All right?